Part 4. Eli faces a difficult choice: stay trapped in the loop, or risk losing his mind to break free. Eli stood at the edge of the portal, his mind in chaos. His hands trembled as he stared into the swirling light ahead. The world he had once known now felt like a distant memory, a place he no longer truly belonged. His reflection in the water had haunted him. The face he saw was his, but the eyes? The emptiness in them was enough to make his heart ache. The voices of the travelers echoed in his mind. "You'll lose yourself, Eli. The more you use the portal, the more you forget." They were right. Every time he returned, he felt the pull. The pull of the world he had entered, the pull of the unknown. It was like an addiction, each journey a fix, each step deeper into the unknown a high. But it came at a terrible cost. His memories were fading. Pieces of his life, his identity, slipping away like grains of sand through his fingers. Eli looked down at his hands, and for the first time, he wondered if he would even remember the sound of his own voice. The thought was terrifying. He had seen it happen to others. The travelers who had once been full of life, now wandering, lost, their eyes vacant, their faces empty. The more they used the portal, the more they became shells of their former selves. They had been swallowed by time. He had been warned. The secret society had warned him. But even then, Eli had pushed forward. He had used the portal time and time again, searching for the key that would break the curse. And now, he was standing at the brink of losing everything. Was it worth it? The truth hit him like a thunderclap. The key he sought, the power to escape the loop, was already within his grasp. But the cost was unbearable. He could choose to walk away now. He could leave the portal behind, leave the world he had found, and try to rebuild the life he had once known. He might lose his memories, but he would still have something. A fragment of himself. A chance to live. But if he stayed, if he kept searching for the answers in this endless cycle, he might find what he was looking for. But what if it was too late by then? What if he had forgotten everything? Who would he be without his memories? The past, the present, the future. None of it seemed to matter anymore. Everything was slipping away, and Eli felt the weight of time pressing down on him. With a shaky breath, Eli stepped back from the portal. He needed to think. He needed to decide. Suddenly, the familiar voice of the society's leader, Arius, echoed in his mind. "You've come so far, Eli. Don't turn back now." Eli froze. Arius's voice was clear, as though he were standing right beside him. But Eli knew Arius was no longer a part of this world. He had lost himself to the portal long ago. "You've seen what's at stake. If you leave now, you'll never know the truth. You'll never find the key. But if you stay, you risk losing everything." Eli closed his eyes, the weight of the decision pressing against his chest. Stay or go? The portal shimmered, almost as if it were waiting for him to make his move. He could feel its call, deep, hypnotic, powerful. But was it worth the cost? In that moment, Eli felt something stir inside him. A flicker of memory, his first adventure, the joy of discovering something new, the feeling of being alive. The memories that still clung to him like a shadow. He wasn't ready to lose them. He wasn't ready to become another lost traveler, another face without a name, another soul trapped in the endless cycle. He took a deep breath, steeling himself. "I can't," Eli whispered, his voice shaking. "I can't lose myself." But even as the words left his lips, he knew it wasn't that simple. The decision wasn't just about leaving the portal behind. It was about who he was becoming. The portal had already changed him. The more he used it, the more he felt like a stranger to himself. Could he really walk away now? Could he really leave the truth behind, knowing that every moment spent in the portal pushed him further into the unknown? Eli didn't know. He didn't know if he could fight the pull any longer. Could he save himself? The decision hung in the air like a storm. Eli's heart pounded in his chest, his mind torn between the possibility of freedom and the temptation to continue the search. Then, as if the world had heard his thoughts, the portal began to flicker, its light shifting, becoming brighter, almost blinding. For a brief moment, everything seemed to stop. Eli felt the ground beneath him tremble, the air thick with the weight of a decision he had yet to make. And then, just as quickly as it started, the moment was gone. The portal stood before him, silent now, waiting. Eli's heart raced. He stepped forward again, closer to the portal, feeling the energy surge around him. He was on the edge. The choice was no longer just about him. It was about everything. He closed his eyes. And in that moment, Eli knew what he had to do. To be continued.